start with the session on e-governance in technical institutions. The outline for this session interaction would be background about e-governance, then why e-governance, then some of the examples, then e-governance framework. Then we will be concluding with it. Okay, can anybody share what e-governance is? From the last session, you have one on ERP in technical institutions, and yesterday we have a session on e-governance by its need and importance in technical institution by Professor Manzoor. Can anybody share what e-governance is and what are its aspects, the areas which it spans, covers? Your understanding you have developed from any center? Sure, Dibrugarh University, Assam. What e-governance is? Sure, sir.
Can I speak?
Sure. You can.
E-governance ये है कि हम जो सुविधाएं हैं ना वो लोगों तक ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पहुंचा सकें जो गवर्नमेंट बनाती है।
ओके।
गवर्नमेंट का यूज जो है मिनिमम होना चाहिए और जो गवर्नेंस है वो मैक्सिमम होना।
ओके ओके। एक और चीज है, वी हैव अ पार्टिसिपेंट ओवर हियर, मे आई हैव योर नेम सर? Kuldeep Singh from Government Polytechnic Chika, Haryana. He is with us, and he says it is the delivery of, I would say, benefit is to deliver the benefits to the masses at the faster pace, faster speed, and that is e-governance. And the role of government should be minimized. Intervention of government should be minimized, and the delivery to the people should be made faster. Okay. Any other center? Any other participant? What e-governance is? What is your understanding of e-governance? Any center? Indus International University, Himachal. Okay, TITS Bhiwani, Technological Institute of Textile and Sciences, Bhiwani. Okay, I wish to come back to Dibrugarh University again. Any response? Sure. Any understanding you have of e-governance? Sure. Ji sir, we are getting you.
E-governance means bringing transparency with the help of an ID.
Okay, ultimate. Any other respondent? Any other center? Government Polytechnic, Jaipur.
Hello.
Ji.
From Dibrugarh University.
Sure.
I have understood it as like for any kind of service transactions related to government services or any kind of private services.
Okay.
The exposure of the IT,
okay,
awareness and monitoring the transparency or any kind of loss,
okay,
and gain through
okay,
the IT.
Through the IT. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your Rameshwaram Institute of Technology and Management, Lucknow. RITM. Yeah. Sure. What e-governance is? Any participant over there? Rameshwaram Institution. Okay. Then Government Polytechnic Ambala, Shri Anil ji. Shri Anil ji, GP Ambala. Okay, NGF College.
Yeah. This is GP Ambala.
Sir.
Can I speak right now?
Sure, sir.
Basically, using the IT in providing the different services to the community, to the students, and the other citizens of the state or the nations.
Okay.
That is what we call the e-governance.
Okay.
To use of the technology in different fields.
Okay. That's why I asked about the definition about e-governance. It is there. It is to improve, to fix the accountability. It is to improve the transparency, and it is to reduce corruption. But these are the benefits of e-governance. So when we say e-governance, normally we miss the core definition behind. We sometimes feel that e-governance or e-government is the delivery of services by the government to the citizen. That is e-governance. But it is not only, it can be e-government, but it may be a e-government of a state administration, of a your city administration, it may be of a nation administration, but it may be a e-governance or e-government of a private college also. It may be a e-governance of a private telecom company, it may be a e-governance of a private home. जब हम घर में एक सिस्टम इंस्टॉल करते हैं सिक्योरिटी solution, what we are doing, we are governing electronically. So it is a combination of two words, e plus governance. Electronic plus governance means using the ICT and related peripherals to electronically to monitor and to implement our decisions. So e-governance in broader sense is goes beyond basic e-government. E-government is one part to it. So what is governance? When we say there, it has three components to it. Way government works. Government here doesn't mean the only your political government. It may be your government that is running your organization. You may be a part of the government running your deciding decisions about your company, private firm, and it includes sharing of information and at the same time service delivery. How you deliver your products and services, it may be tangible or intangible to your end user. Okay, at this point I wish to highlight one more thing. What is the difference between a customer and a consumer? What is the difference between a customer and a consumer? Any center? Any center? Sure. हाँ.
कस्टमर तो कोई भी हो सकता है सर, लेकिन कंज्यूमर वो है जो इन पास लगी चीजों को यूज कर रहा है.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay. Any other center? Okay. Consumer is a person who is the actual user of a product, thing, service. Customer is the one who pays for it. So while service delivery, we have to take into account both the customer's perspective also and the consumer. For example, in an educational institution, your student will be your consumer, and your parents of the student or guardian who is paying for their fees and their education, they are the customer. So while designing the services, e-governance services I will be talking about, you have to take both things into account. Okay, background, how e-governance helps means there is a normal governance, we may term it as a bad governance, it is not happening right, then you do implement e-solutions, then it turns out to be good governance. You are able to improve the different aspects of your teaching. It may be your attendance of the students in a class, it may be your imparting of delivery of lectures by the teachers in the class. Then you have a feedback mechanism that being fed back to the e-governance system, and it will further improve your governance of the system. So this definition that we have got is, it can be defined as the civil and political conduct of the government, including service provisioning using information and communication technologies. Okay, why e-governance? Why do we need e-governance? So can I have some of the responses from the centers? Why e-governance? Why do we need e-governance? In educational institution, if you can share, since you are from educational institutions.
Like to provide the services in
क्यों हमें चाहिए?
Hello? To provide the services on a faster way and in a more transparent way, and
Okay.
in a systematic form,
Okay.
with complete do's and don'ts, pros and cons.
ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं इसी में एक एग्जाम्पल लेता हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपका RFID और बायोमेट्रिक अटेंडेंस. व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ बायोमेट्रिक अटेंडेंस, any sentence mic is on. Okay. When I talk of biometric attendance, so all of the institutions are going for installing biometric attendance systems in their organizations. So, but they are missing the basic purpose behind that attendance system. I met with one of the private organization. I go over there. I will not take the organization's name over here since it is a public media. What happens? They monitor electronically the activities of a teacher in a room when he enters the classroom. If he is unable to complete the assigned task within those classroom or in a time bound fashion, then an email is generated and that email is sent to him, to his head of school, then to head of department. Then he has to answer by the evening what was the reason for that kind of behavior. So that may have a little positive impact. But I talk of RFID, biometric attendance. When we say biometric attendance, we say its impact is to improve the punctuality of the teachers in the classroom. But what is happening? What is happening here in our case in India? When we are assigning using the biometric attendance system, the relationship between the senior and the junior is further deteriorating. It is not improving. And the purpose of the system was to improve the punctuality, but not the deteriorate the relationship. For example, if I am late by 15 or 20 minutes, my head will say mark absent, or he will say something to me, and I will get angry. Otherwise, if we consider we do not have biometric attendance, it is not there. तो हम क्या करते हैं, अगर मैं लेट आया क्लास में और मान लो कॉलेज लेट आया, he said to me, अब मेरे को गुस्सा आएगा कि मेरे सीनियर ने मेरे को क्यों पॉइंट आउट किया. एंड इन दैट केस आवर बिहेवियर इज वी शर्क द वर्क. हम क्या करते हैं कि जब हमें वर्क असाइन होगा, हम कोई ना कोई बहाना लगाते हैं, टाल मटोल करते हैं कि हम उसको चेंज कर पाए. बट द पर्पस बिहाइंड बायोमेट्रिक अटेंडेंस वाज टू मेंटेन दिस स्टूडेंट, मेंटेन दिस सीनियर जूनियर रिलेशनशिप आल्सो. फॉर एग्जांपल, there was a colleague of mine who was working with the DAV Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jalandhar. He served for certain years in Dubai. So he said कि in biometric attendance, Amar, if I was late by 20 minutes, so nobody will ask me why are you late. 20 minutes if I am late, it means 9 is the time. I reach the office by 9:20. It means automatically 2 hours salary will be deducted. 2 hours, 9 to 11, I will not be getting the salary, and they will not be asking why you were late, what were the detailed explanation note, you give the explanatory note why you were late. So it is listed. They have bound that to 20 minutes you are late, you can be present in the office, you may leave, but you will get your salary from 11 to onwards for your next time slot. They have quantized it. But in our case, what happens? If we are using, even if we are using biometric attendance, we are still we are focusing on the verbal communication. In the case of biometric, it was intended that automatically if a person is having his personal problem, he has got his amount, his money or salary deducted, and he has spent that time in some other activity. So in that case, we have to understand that as seniors in our institutions, we do not be our police officers. We need not be police officers spying on our juniors. It should be that you are fostering that relationship. You are using that system in a positive way. So when we say why e-governance, to deliver services to the citizen or to our consumer and customer, to provide access to information, to empower the citizens, I would say the customers and consumers, to enable their participation in government, in governance, and enhance citizens' economic and social opportunities, so that they can make better life for themselves and for the next generation. For example, if I consider the parents' point of view, so parents will be willing to get the know-how about the punctuality of their wards and how they are performing academically. So there were certain cases in private universities when I go over there, I have interacted. If there is a supply compartment of a student in an examination, he doesn't share that information with his parents. There was a case in which I was interacting with head of department of one of the department's head. She said, "Ki Amar, after 4 years of degree, one of the parents came to us. Ki we wish to have the degree of our participant, of my ward, my son, and where the degrees, it is not been there." तो उन्होंने कहा कि हमने जब निकाला उसको रिकॉर्ड को, तो मैंने उस लड़के से पूछा, शी सेड कि आपकी कोई सप्ली तो नहीं थी? तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ मैम मेरी कंपार्टमेंट थी, बट आई री अपीयर्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन अगेन एंड आई फील सो इट मस्ट हैव बीन क्लियर्ड. तो शी सेड हाउ कैन यू से सो कि आई फील सो आई हैव बीन क्लियर्ड. तो उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड को जब निकाला तो रिकॉर्ड में ये आया कि स्टिल 3 कंपार्टमेंट्स वर पेंडिंग. Then their parents started offering money to that head, to take that much money and please provide us the degree so that we can get him settled in a job. But that is corruption. That is again a curve for corruption, and that even the parents after 4 years of completion of their ward doesn't know what is the status of their wards in academically, how he has performed, what were his subjects to be taught, how he has performed in those subjects. So as a administrator in technical institution, we have to plan a separate system for parents, informing, updating them about the performance of their wards, about their punctuality. So it has to be a separate module. What should be the framework be about? It should be a plan for development of e-governance, specifying among other things the vision, goals, milestones, concrete initiatives, priorities, challenges, and enabling policies for e-governance agenda as a whole. For example, first you should be ready with a document at your end. It should not be कि you have the technology, you have bought good cameras, you have bought good internet bandwidth, and you say we will immediately go for e-governance. That is not feasible. First, you have to understand different domains, different operations, kind of divisions, and in the morning, as J.K. Suri sir has discussed about enterprise resource planning, there may be some kind of activities, those which will be covered among 2 different heads. For example, payment of honorarium to an expert. It will be covered in 2 departments. One department who is conducting that training program, that information is relevant for that. Another department is the finance and account, which will be issuing that payment. So you have to establish the cross links. You have to identify where the sources of information is coming and where it is intended to be used and where it will be going and how the decisions will be taken up. Then strategic planning process. Major steps include assessing e-governance readiness, whether the institute is technically and administratively ready for going for e-governance, then elaborating the vision and expected contribution, then formulate strategic goals, then determining required interventions, and then setting the objectives. Okay, a fully web-based student facilitation framework to the university and their affiliated college and recognized institutions. If we implement it successfully, it means it is helpful in this way to meet the growing aspirations of students at the low cost, with high quality, with high speed, with widest accessibility, with mass personalization. Personalization, what does it mean? For example, in Thapa University, if the paper if an examination has been conducted, so in that case, the teacher for that examination, who has taught that subject, he or she has to feed the marks of the student within a certain time bound manner. For example, within 2 weeks of the examination or 1 week of the examination, he has to feed those marks in the system, their internet kiosk system, and it has to be within 5 days. If there are any changes, it has to be communicated to the student, and if there is any change of marks a student wish to have, he has to consult that teacher within 5 days, and after those 5 days that marks will be locked. And that system, they have created 2 kind of access. One is your internet access within the institution, another is intranet access without the institution. For example, if I am in Thapa University, I can see all my details using that system, but if I am outside Thapa University, certain information will be blocked that will be viewable only within the university, but I will be able to see my grade cards, my marks, all those information over there. At one point of time, there was a problem. When I was going to appear for an interview for a teaching position in NIT Jalandhar, National Institute of Technology Jalandhar, we know in a government organization, if you have to appear for an interview, they ask for your mark sheets, original mark sheets. But I was not having that at that time. But I was having my online result with me. So what I did, before the interview, one day before the interview, I visited Thapa University, took the printout of those online marks, got it attested from the head of the management department, then had a certificate on the letterhead mentioning my character details, and I went on the next day to appear for the interview at NIT Jalandhar. And I was out of 18 candidates, I was able to get the job. But if it would have been, yeah, they say Thapa University say you will get your result after 1 month or after 2 months. What would have been the situation? At the clerical level, NIT clerical level, the screening committee would not have allowed me to appear for an interview. So where is the case of potential? Potential की तो बात ही नहीं आती कि मैं अपना डिस्प्ले कर पाता, उससे पहले ही मेरे को एंटर नहीं होने देना था. So this is a example, real example where the student can reap a benefit of e-governance system. Okay, to meet the growing aspirations of the student. Again, coming to the next level, Lovely Professional University, a truly global university, they have come out with a concept where foreign universities are doing it, students can choose the time slots for their lectures. For example, there are 80 or 100 different courses going on simultaneously. 40,000 students are studying over there. For example, a marketing management subject is there in your BTech also, and it is there in MBA also. So there will be a teacher will be a common. He will be offering 3 slots in a day. Maybe one in the morning, one in the afternoon, 2 slots in a day or 3. And students can fix their appointment at which session they will be attending. And in the beforehand, teacher will be having the list of the students who will be attending that session. That is another opportunity where flexible timing can be realized and the student can be benefited. Third thing, what happens in northern India, most of the NRIs are there. NRIs families are there, and people do not prefer to work students over here. But I have seen now in Lovely Professional University that the persons who are from middle class and lower middle class, what they have created, they have 40 big buildings. So in each building there are 5 floors, say. On each floor they have kept one photocopier, and on that photocopier a student can work, and he is being paid. For example, if he works on a photocopy machine for 4 hours in a day, he will be getting 5 to 6,000 rupees per month. And that is a good initiative. Earn while you learn. That is a good initiative to attract the students. That is being possible if they have evolved their systems to this much. Okay. Then can seamlessly integrate with other frameworks like college directorate departments so as to offer easy electronic exchange of data and information among them in the form of digital objects. For example, we are connected through ICT. Can it be made a permanent connection through a video conferencing equipment or a smart classroom, so that whenever we wish to interact with each other, we can do that? It can be there if 4 colleges in a region, say one state or one city, if 4 colleges get connected to each other for a permanent basis. So what can be happen? All colleges can reap benefits. For example, I have invited a expert on Uday Surachelra, who has his PhD and the Nobel Prize winner. So if I am doing a program in Chandigarh, it will not only be limited to me, it will be shared with other 4 colleges also. In the same way, if another colleges invite an expert for their student, maybe from other country, Germany or some other country, then when the teacher is taking lecture over there, these colleges can take the benefit. So I feel so it is a time for collaboration with among the technical institutions. It is not it is a competition. It should be a competition, but it should be a healthy competition in which using technology we can deliver maximum benefits to our students. Okay, examples. Some of the examples are there. centralized admission exams such as joint entrance test, CAT, common entrance test being conducted, online exams, other online exams, banking, probationary officer exams are there which are being held online, result preparation, declaration and transmission of results, then your online admissions, that's there. When if you go to Lovely Professional University again, uh, you need not carry papers to anybody. Once you have submitted your documents, whole file will move electronically. Whether you go for a job, whether you go for admitting your student, and awards and scholarship, then network libraries. You can have shared libraries also. For example, I attended a training program from 15th to 26th December along with Professor Ajanta from Dibrugarh University at Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. When we visited Indian Institute of Management, IIM Ahmedabad, what we found over there, they offered that you can be the member of our library from your state, and you send us the request through email which kind of paper, research paper you need it. 1500 is the charge for 1 year membership, and they will be in 1500 they will be providing you 10 research papers free of cost. And if I have to buy as an individual researcher 10 papers, it means one paper cost $50 or $20. If I consider it to be $20 also, it is 20 into 50, 1000 rupees for one paper. For 10 papers it will be 10,000 rupees, but they are providing it for 1500 only. You pay as a license fee of 1500 for 1 year, for they will provide you 10 research papers. It means they have used this electronic media, online media. This is a real-time example of a network library where the benefit can be transmitted from the one city, one state to anywhere across the India, and not only India, to other countries also. Okay, when we talk of e-services, it can be government to government, it can be government to business, it can be government to consumer. Or from government to government, it can be when a government issues notifications or provides approval to other public sector undertakings. Government to business, it can be when government deals with the entrepreneurs. For example, in Ahmedabad, they have come up with a wonderful system. If you have to register a company, you need not go anywhere to any office. You have to submit all documents online, and you can register your company. So government to business, promoting the business. Government to citizen, for example, what Indian Railways have done, it is a real-time example of e-governance or e-services from government to citizen, booking your e-ticket and planning your travel. Okay, approach, layered framework. There are 3 layers to be worked upon: infrastructure layer, integration layer, and production layer. So here I will not be going into the technical details of it. I hope tomorrow Professor Rohit Dhand will be with us. So if you have any queries into detail of the technical, how to develop that platform, I request you ask him so that he can clear all your doubts over there. Okay, then e-governance framework project requirements. So build a vertical prototype. It is build a simple domain model to all 3 functional subdomains, 1 cross-functional aspect, how they are related, each domain is related to the other one. Then build integration mechanisms, selection of your service points, functions, then composition of service points. Then technology requirements. You have to go for UML for domain model, Java for development, or any other platform. Then technological suggestions, Eclipse and plugins that are available online. Then e-governance application projects, some of the examples are there. For example, emergency tracking and maintenance portal. So in that domain is e-governance, and motive is useful product in an emerging domain, feasibility prototype for enhanced identification of service integration issues. Then another is to build a single window services portal for emergency tracking and management. And here features are, it is a services portal, single window portal for a set of services. I will skip this. JK Surya has explained in the morning. For example, the provision of Sampark centers are there in Chandigarh. What happens over there? You can pay your bills all electricity, all water bills over there at single window. There is no queue. From morning 9 to 1 o'clock, they collect money to the tune of 25-30 lakhs. And you do not see a queue. कि 25 लाख रुपए लोगों ने जमा करवा चुके हैं, बिल उतार चुके हैं. Dissemination of pensions is being given through those centers. And even at the center, student can go over there, can use their Wi-Fi network for their educational inputs. Okay. Now I come to the steps. Establishing an effective e-governance system in an educational institution, a generalized work plan. What are the core requirements for an e-governance system to be successful? First one is top management commitment. First of all, your higher authority should realize that are there going to be any benefits of e-governance. They should first understand themselves whether they wish to go for it or not, because there are certain roadblocks also. For example, sometimes government organizations do not wish to go for e-governance for the fear they will lose control over the utilization of funds. It may be. Second, it may be they will be in the eyes of the people. For example, we are conducting this program through ICT mode. I can't sit idle at my seat. I can't gossip. I can't go in a sunlight to enjoy miss my lecture and enjoy over there. It means since in ICT mode, I have to be there. It is being recorded. It will be available online. So anybody can view it, what Amardev was doing from this to this time. So some people do not do it because they do not wish to be under the control. Then core committee formation. If the top management is committed that they wish to curb these malpractices and they wish to come up with a good system over there, then they have to form the core committee. For example, when Rohit Dhand, I saw his video on Google, YouTube, when he got best IT driven innovation in education award from NESCOM, what he was saying, there are people who will say that who will not be ready to change, but he says we have to go ahead, because if we wish to bring a change in the system, we have to work towards it. So technologically, if you are ready, you have to identify the right kind of people who are committed to implement, to bring this system into live implementation. So it can be the people from computer science domain, and at the same time people representative from senior and junior representative from each department. It should not be that computer science is involved in planning and implementing e-governance initiatives. It should be mechanical, civil, and other departments should also be taken into consideration, as J.K. Suri in the morning has rightly remarked that you should not miss even that minutest part, because it will lead to a later on big failure. Then creating the awareness and the environment for change. You should start awareing your faculty, your students, that you are going to implement these kind of systems in these kind of days. For example, our director on 26th January, he announced that we are going to have a biometric attendance system over here. So it means he is mentally preparing the teachers over here. If someone is in the habit of coming at 9:30 or 9:45 or leaving at 4:30 in the evening, he is aware that we are going to have it. So they have installed, our institute has installed cameras in the institute. They have beforehand aware that we are installing the cameras at prime locations, so that they do not feel later on embarrassed what has been done so far. Okay, planning phase. Then it should be planned at what time you will be doing, at which time procurement will be done, at which time implementation will be done. Development phase. If you have to develop an in-house software, then your implementation phase, actual implementation. Then maintenance and continuous improvement. Real-time updation is essential, and integration of the system with the central systems. For example, in admission management system, when in summers, when there are summer vacations, what the university, lovely professional university do, they give an open option to their faculty, to their student. They have an in-house call center. They give an option to their faculty, to their students, that you can work in that call center. And what that call center does, the people in the call center handles the query about admission. And for example, if I call on those toll-free numbers from any state of India, I will be guided from my state to the doorstep of that admission counter. That what they have done, they have used that system to attract students also, and at the same time they have made it convenient that he doesn't face any difficulty to get any information regarding the admission process, and the teachers and students are getting additional money during their summer vacations, during their times, apart from their normal routine jobs. Then logical architecture of data warehouse for higher educational institution. There I will just be showing one framework so that you have access to what kind of services we have to design in context of e-governance in educational institution. First one is user interfaces. This layer conveys the idea that users should have a single point of access for related functions that they use. They should not be, they have to go for each service, they have to go to a new portal. It should be through a single portal. Application layer, this layer shows grouping of applications that are built for specific purposes. Services layer provides access and control security to the data, to services, and to application, and finally to the user interfaces. Then data layer illustrate the idea of the data domain. So this is the whole one framework, one picture framework that is displaying all the components. I will be sending this PPT through mail to all the centers. So first one is users. In users, what users are there? It can be applicants, it can be students, it can be alumni, it can be staff, it can be administration, it can be faculty, it can be your extended community. So user interface, what you can have in user interface, examples are, you can have applicants portal where they can apply for the admission or some other services for getting their degree issued, for getting their details mark cards issued. Alumni portal, alumni should be able to log in to see what are the current happenings in their college when alumni meets are going to be organized. There can be a staff portal for be updated information regarding the promotions, regarding the vacations, regarding the benefits they are going to get. There can be an administration portal for information to the administration regarding the various activities, what is the student strength, what is the course content covered at particular time for a particular subject. There can be a faculty portal where the faculty can log in, see the performance of their students, can update marks, can issues, they can fix the time schedules. Then there can be extended community portal for interaction with the social organization, maybe for conducting blood donation, maybe for celebrating awareness weeks. There can be GUI interfaces also and your web interfaces also. Then applications, in applications you can have admissions, alumni, technology license, learning management, resource development, facilities, grant management, literacy, medical, president's office, finance, payroll, HR, budget and purchases. These are different applications, multiple applications that can be part of a e-governance initiative in an educational institution. Then in services, you need to have administrative services. It may be through a ERP software, ERP services, or it may be through a in-house designed student information services. So इसमें एक आप पूरा ERP मॉड्यूल भी इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन में आपका सिंपल मॉड्यूल हो सकता है मटेरियल्स प्रोक्योरमेंट का. अगर मान लो अब एक गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में व्हाट हैपेंस इफ आई हैव टू बाय पेंसिल्स, तो एक पेंसिल्स की रिक्विजिशन हम भेजेंगे एक डिपार्टमेंट स्टोर को, फिर पेन का भेजेगा, स्टेपलर्स का भेजेगा. तो व्हाट लवली डू, they have made one officer as a project officer. His job will be to go to all the departments, all the days, and take the requirement from them and place a common order. In that they are able to negotiate with the suppliers. They are able to buy the things for a lesser price. And in the same case, you can have a ERP, small ERP module in your institutions where all these things can be ordered online. For example, you have a portal where there are stationery lists, items listed, and a professor can choose it. Then it should be that head of the department passes it, puts a remark, passed. then it automatically goes to the stores department, and stores department make a procurement and supply that material, and it is automatically placed. Order is automatically placed. It is a real-time example. You can design that. So tomorrow's session, that will be by Shri Sarvan Singh. It will be on virtualization. Day after tomorrow, that is on Thursday's session, he will be interacting with you on designing simple services. So I will request him to design such kind of service and show it to you practically. So that you can also try one or two these kind of services at your end with your experts, with your computer science experts and your students. Then academic services can be learning services, research services, or other core services. Okay, data. What data can be there? Student data. How many students are there? What is their split up gender wise, their past education wise, their experience wise? It can be your learning data, what previous education they have, research data of any institution, how many patents, copyrights you have, how many research papers you have, how many extension services your faculty have delivered, extension lectures. It can be your finance data, it can be your HR data regarding your payment of your DATs and other on dues. It may be in case of a sudden demise of a person, what are the financial provisions to be handed over to the dependents of that employee. It may be your facilities data, it may be your grants data, purchase data, it may be your medical data. And authentication services and authorization services are the basis on which whole this data warehouse for university system can be based upon. With these are some of the references from where I have compiled this presentation. It is by Public Service Delivery Does E-Government Help by Subhash Bhatnagar, Scotch E-Governance Report Card, then Gerg J et al. Their paper on effective implementation of e-governance in technical institutions in India using ICT to make them world class. E-governance in higher education, concept and role of data warehousing. E-governance in India by Dr. J.K. Suri. Then Google and Wikipedia. Thank you very much. And any questions from any center? Any questions from any center? SRM University, are you with us presently? Any questions? Okay, thank you very much. I just wish to make a small announcement. What I have observed from the 2 days, yesterday also, today also, the morning session generally goes up to 11:15, and after 11:15, next session when we start at 11:45, then it goes up to 1:30. So lunchtime exceeds. So what we will plan from tomorrow onwards, we will be having first session from 9:30 to 11:15, 11 o'clock. So it finishes up to 11:15. We will be having tea break from 11:15 to 11:45, and then we will be having second session from 11:45 to 1:30. Then we will be having lunch from 1:30 to 2:30. 1:30 to 2:30 we will be having lunch, and 2:30 to 4 we will be having next session. Session timing will be up to 4 only, but it will not be for 2 hours, it will be for 1.5 hours. 2:30 to 4. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Any questions from any centers? Any questions?
What is the limitation?
Any questions from any center?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What is the limitation of e-governance?
Okay, limitations. First one is, in first step I would say, technology can do everything, but technology can't put the food in our mouth. एक ही चीज है, व्हाट्सएप ई-गवर्नेंस सब कुछ हम इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली कर रहे हैं, बट खाना हमारे खाना मुंह में नहीं डाल सकते. तो सबसे पहले चीज है कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लिमिटेशन है कि हमारा जो आईसीटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है वो अभी सभी जगह पे फुली स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल in Uttarakhand, I wish to get the centers connected from Uttarakhand, but there is no center is having the proper video conferencing and ICT backed infrastructure over there. Even basic internet is not working. And in Jammu and Kashmir, now the conditions have improved. Previously, there also the certain problems were there. So For example, I wish to reach the benefit of this program to the remote colleges and villages also, but I am unable to do that because they do not have the right kind of infrastructure. One thing. Second thing, please mute mic. Mic is on. Mic is on, sir. Okay. Mic of any center is on. Please mute. Okay, thank you. Second thing, when we say UID, we are going for UID implementation, but we do not know what is the count of the person taking birth even on the roadside. So how it will be, no doubt it's a very good initiative, linking all the things, your gas connection, your bank accounts to a centralized account. But I feel so these initiatives will take many time. It will take a very long time to be successful because we are not able to track even the birth. What is the count of the people taking birth on the roadside? For example, in Patiala, when I visit over there, below the bridge, railway bridge, there are number of people staying over there, and they are feeding their children with ice cream wafers only. They are not able to have being having access to the normal food. So I feel so e-governance can do anything, but it cannot do everything in our case because it is not a controlled environment. First, we have grown up to 130 crore, I would say, plus now we are going to come under a E umbrella. That is not easy. So I feel so it may not deliver intended benefits very soon, but in the long run it is going to do. So this is the another limitation. Third, any other question? Any other question? Okay. I wish to add some more thing. Please mute the mic. We are getting a disturbance over here. Any sentence? Okay, thank you. There is another concept called technology acceptance model.
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम. Sure, welcome.
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, ma'am.
This side Pooja from Kia Mangalam University. Okay, good evening, sir. My side Pooja from Kia
We are
Mangalam.
getting you, ma'am. You just keep.
My question to you. My question
Please
is it
keep
possible
mic,
to
mic
have?
away from you? Sure. Yeah.
Is it possible to have online voting through e-governance?
That's it. Okay, wonderful question. Please
Hello.
mute the mic. I got your query, ma'am. Please mute the mic.
Possible to have online voting through
Okay.
e-governance?
Which mic is on? Which university? Dibrugarh University, please mute the mic. Dibrugarh University, your mic is on.
Mic is on, sir.
I will answer you, ma'am. First, there is a issue problem over here. Any center who is having their mic on, please mute your mic on. Mute your mic. Okay. Can you do it from here, Harjut? Okay. Dibrugarh University, your mic is on. We are getting over here. Please, can you mute your mic? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. When we say e-voting, it is a wonderful idea you have suggested. अभी मैंने ग्रीन आईटी पे मॉर्निंग में एक चीज डिस्कस ही नहीं की कि जो यूएस है वो पर एम्प्लॉय कार्बन फुटप्रिंट पे जा रहा है कि हर एम्प्लॉय का उन्होंने फिक्स कर दिया है कि उसका ये फुटप्रिंट होगा. जब ई वोटिंग की बात करते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल आई बिलोंग टू जलंधर एंड आई केम टू चंडीगढ़. So now, since I am a central government employee, any center's mic is on. I feel so. Mic is on. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
हाँ जी.
Hello.
Hello. Please mute the mic. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, when we say e-voting, in that case, for example, I belong to Jalandhar and I came to Chandigarh. Now, based on my government service, I can get a voter ID card and all things issued over here. But first I have to cancel my vote over there. So there are many such kind of people who are having dual votes also. I have not dual vote. I have kept my vote in my hometown. Whenever voting is done, I go over there and vote. But there are, in certain cases, there are several people who may be having a dual vote. But in that case, first we need to have a very strong infrastructure at the centralized level, at the government level, so that these kind of practices are not there. Each person is issued a single identity, and in that case, again, there will be a challenge. Just as I have shared, you are not able to track the person who are taking.
समथिंग दैट कि हम उन्हें एक यूनिक आईडी नंबर प्रोवाइड कर दें,
हाँ,
तो इस तरह से ये जो है
बट उस केस में सबसे पहले आपको, हाँ, मैं भी ये कह रहा हूँ, यूनिक आईडी से हो सकता है आधार कार्ड, बट उस केस में आपको ये भी देखना है कि आपके पास पूरे इंडिया के लोग रजिस्टर्ड हो, उनका पता हो कि इतने लोग असम में हैं, इतने इस विलेज में बॉर्न हैं, इतने लोग यहाँ पे बॉर्न है. इट मीन्स पहले तो आपका बर्थ रजिस्ट्रेशन को बहुत स्ट्रांग होना है, एंड दैट डाटा शुड बी लिंक्ड टू ईच अदर. सभी से लिंक्ड हो और हमें पता भी हो कब वो 18 साल क्यों हो रहा है. क्या हो रहा है कि बर्थ रजिस्ट्रेशन में ही अभी तो घपला चल रहा है.
आई थिंक दैट द ई वोटिंग अगर लागू होगी ना, तो यूं समझो कि बहुत कुछ चीजें फाइंड आउट हो जाएंगी.
हाँ जी,
उससे करप्शन मिटेगा, उससे ये जो है पावर्टी है हमारे इंडिया में बहुत बड़ा जो है एक इशू है. तो ये चीज कितना पैसा लग रहा है इलेक्शन में, ठीक है, ई वोटिंग होगा, कितने कर्मचारी लगते हैं इसमें, इधर उधर ये ले जा रहे हैं.
नहीं, व्हाट वी कैन डू इन ई वोटिंग, व्हाट कैन बी डन, नहीं, दैट कैन बी अंडर मैंडेटरी डिस्क्लोजर. For example, my property return is available on the website of NITTT at Chandigarh. Anybody throughout the world can see what property Amardev is owning. So it is the government initiative that you have to mandatorily disclose your property, and by 31st January. If I do not do, there is a mark on my service. So it is another initiative. But when we say e-voting, it may be successful at a small level. For example, All India Management Association is there. I am a member for that. When they choose their president for IMA, so what they do, they send the list of who wish to contest, and then physically they are sending you the ballot paper. Then I mark my options, which person I wish to be the president. Then I send through speed post back to them. So first, what can be done? These kind of professional bodies, जो कि IEEE है, हमारे स्टूडेंट चैप्टर्स हैं, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, जब हम अपनी रिप्रेजेंटेशन चूज करते हैं, से स्टाफ वेलफेयर फंड कमेटी हम चूज करते हैं, NSS टीम करते हैं, स्टूडेंट वॉलंटियर्स चूज करते हैं, तो पहले हम कोशिश करें कि हम ई वोटिंग को उस लेवल में करें अपने कॉलेजेस में. वंस वी आर डन विद दैट, जब आप करोगे, आप अपने कॉलेज में छोटे लेवल पे करोगे, क्या होगा कि आपके बच्चे उसको पहले से उसके अकस्टम्ड होंगे. जब अकस्टम्ड होंगे, उसी में से जो स्टूडेंट्स होंगे वो बाद में IAS ऑफिसर्स बनेंगे. They will be becoming clerks, they will be becoming IAS officers, they will be joining ONGC, they will be joining other organizations. Automatically change will come. So I see, to be e-voting to be successful in India, we have to start from small modules, then interlink it with each other. Then it can be after 10-15 years, we will be at a verge that where we can think of it to be truly successful. So no doubt one thing is there, today जो election results है उसमें एक चीज तो clear है कि citizen is aware, चाहे वो normal भी है, he may not be aware of the technology, but he is aware what decision he has to make. Just we have to bring all those people together, but that culture we can start from our educational institution. Okay. हाँ जी. I don't know. It can be done. It can be done if we plan. We are youngsters. We have to do it. So if we start doing it, why not? Why not? It can be done. So e-voting in an educational institution can be a very good idea for implementation. Very good. I feel so. Okay. Any other concept? Any other questions?
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम. हाँ जी. We are getting you.
What is the scope of implementing the governance system in non-institutional
in non-technical institutions. For example, you wish to talk about government colleges only
Yeah.
or others also. Okay, I will take two perspectives to it. One is, for example, my friend is doing a social work in Patiala. He's running a society. So he's so much uh, engaged in his work. He's not maintaining the record. He's maintaining the record. Payment कहाँ से आया क्या है, पर उसको वो ऑडिट नहीं करवा पाता. तो मैं उसको कहता था कि यू डू द ऑडिटिंग, सीए से ऑडिट करवाओ अपने उसको फंड्स को, क्योंकि एक मेरे पास ऐसे वर्कर हैं सोशल जिन्होंने 1,04,020 दरख्त लगाए हैं और उनको पद्मश्री मिला है, और एक ये लड़का है जिसने इसने भी दरख्त इक्विवेलेंटली लगाए हैं पेड़ ट्रीज, बट इसको कोई जानता ही नहीं है. क्यों? ही इज नॉट एबल टू फॉलो द मेन स्ट्रीम ऑफ द सिस्टम. तो मैं उसको ये कहता हूं कि तुम ऑडिट करवाओ, उसके बाद देयर में भी ये चांस, मेरा जो थिंकिंग है उसके लिए कि टाटाज और बिरलास की बहुत अच्छी स्कॉलरशिप्स है. अगर एक बंदे ने 10 साल 15 साल एक सोसाइटी में काम किया है और एज अ सिटीजन इफ वी नॉमिनेट हिम, they give the funds to the tune of 1 crore rupees for the social work. So what here is
सब सेकेंडरी चीजें.
नहीं secondary primary में मैं लेके आ रहा हूँ. What can be if he do his accounting balance sheets, he prepares it through Excel sheet and put it online, so that anybody through the state can view from where he is getting the fund, where he is spending. It means he will be on an edge than other persons. So I feel so in NGO e-governance implementation scope is there for bringing about the transparency in kind of work they are conducting, how from where they are getting the funds, where they are spending. Second thing, for example, the non-technical institutions like government college, normal BSc or BCom college, these are generally in Chandigarh, they are under the centralized control of one umbrella, UT administration. So they have formed the expert committee. So that committee takes the decision for their ERP and e-governance implementation. For example, Pradeep Walia is coming on Friday. He is from that team for UT. So
ई कोर्ट लागू हो रही है, ई फाइलिंग है,
हाँ.
ई अभी जो काफी प्रोजेक्ट हरियाणा में भी शुरू किए गए हैं,
ऐसे.
तो भाई
हाँ, in non-technical institutions.
अभी मतलब जो अब्रोड में जो लोग रहते हैं उनके लिए भी हमने ई वोटिंग किया है, सिस्टम शुरू किया है.
Okay, when we say in that case it is feasible because we are having the data, how many NRIs are there. So we will not allow the illegal person to vote, but legal can be done. But in case of population, on a 130 crore is not possible. First we have to, that is my point.
Not the issue. तो अभी देखो दिल्ली में जो इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट आया है, तो इलिटरेसी भी आज के टाइम पे वो इशू नहीं रहा. मोबिलिटी
नहीं, but
मोबाइल जो है सभी यूज कर रहे हैं, तो हमें प्रोजेक्ट बनाने के
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I am coming back to the technical institutions, non-technical institutions part. Second thing can be, for example, those colleges who are not on those connectivities, those who are not taken care of by the government or other technical institutions. What they can do, they can have some expertise or some knowledge from their engineering colleges in the vicinity. So they can request them to design small services for them. For example, ऐसा तो नहीं है सारे BTech ही कर लेंगे. There will be a certain person who will be doing BSc also, BCom also, MCom also. So it is a responsibility of both of us. For example, I am running an institution. If a government college come to me, can you provide us expertise? I should provide them. And if they have a provision that they can pay some money, they should pay for developing a in-house system. So I feel so if you can have a student enrollment, punctuality system, admission system online, your attendance record online, then I feel so you are done with it. Small initiative you can do, and later on you can be the part of the mainstream. Okay. Any other query?
Amardev sir.
Hanji, Praveen.
Amardev sir.
Hanji, we are with you.
Yes. How?
Okay, welcome.
Okay, I have a general question. I have a general question that in what way e-governance affect our daily life?
In what way?
In what way e-governance can play an important role in our daily life?
How it will impact? To what impact you wish to get? It is impact. Can you repeat?
Right.
Slowly.
Hello.
Hanji. Repeat the question.
Are you listening? My question is how can e-governance play an important role in our daily life?
Ah, a wonderful question. Okay, one thing is that मेरे friend है, he is working in London. तो when I interact with him, he says, मैंने पूछा उससे कि तुम्हारा ई सर्विसेज में क्या वहां पे कितना इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है, तो उसने ये कहा कि अमर, अगर मैंने अपना पोस्टल एनवेल्प ऑर्डर करना है ऑनलाइन, तो मैं पोस्टल एनवेल्प को ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर करता हूं एंड इट इज बीइंग डिलीवर्ड एट माय डोरस्टेप. सो वन थिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि ई गवर्नेंस की जब बात करते हैं तो वो वहां तक जा चुके हैं कि आपको पोस्टल एनवेल्प, हम सोचेंगे 5 रुपए का एनवेल्प है दुकान से मिलेगा, बट वहां पे आपके घर पे होता है. तो अभी एक बहुत बढ़िया कंसेप्ट मैंने देखा था कहीं पे, ई सेलिंग ऑफ वेजिटेबल्स, कि लोकल बंदे ने क्या किया, एक वेबसाइट बनाई, आप ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर करो, आपको वेजिटेबल्स आपका डोर स्टेप पे होगा. जैसे पिज्जा, डोमिनोज इज देयर, पिज्जा हट इज देयर.
थैंक यू.
नहीं नहीं, इन डेली लाइफ वो आ गए, तो मैंने इनको ये इम्पैक्ट बताना चाहा कि जो डेली लाइफ में इसका बहुत इम्पैक्ट है.
देखो मैं आई थिंक ई वोटिंग लागू हो गया ना, तो मैं सोचता हूँ ये टेक्नोलॉजी का हाईएस्ट
लेवल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होगा, बेनिफिट होगा. ओके ओके ओके, थैंक यू. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम. श्योर.
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम, वेलकम.
Comment session, you said about eco-friendly classroom. Can you explain how we can make our classroom eco-friendly?
कैन यू रिपीट?
In the morning session, you said about the eco-friendly classrooms.
हाँ हाँ जी.
So can you explain how we can make our classrooms
Eco-friendly. You already have made or you are going to build new one?
No, I don't have.
Okay. For example, I will take both perspective to it. When I was at Government Polytechnic Bemina, Srinagar, what they have done, they are having wide open space. So what they have done, they have not made any building in that area where the sun revolves. When it rises and it revolves, they have not covered it through buildings. So they have a 50 kilowatt solar power generation over there. So उसको जब वो बैटरीज उनके पास पूरी नहीं है स्टोर करने के लिए, वो उनको बल्ब्स को ऑन रखते हैं दिन में, कहते हैं हमारा हीटर्स वगैरह ऑन रहे तो भी हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So in that case, when we are designing the classrooms, in that case we make sure where the sun rises, in the eastern side you have your windows placed, and it should not be normally what we do, we make a square or rectangular classrooms building. In that case it is either east facing only, north only, west only or south only. I have seen Pizza Hut buildings, what they are doing, they are making it diagonal, this way, diagonal. So both sides will be having the sunlight. So when the sun revolves also, at an angle you will be getting the sunlight for maximum time. Your building should not be facing the east, door or window, it should be the diagonal one, so that you get the maximum sunlight over there. There is a simple one solution. You can search Google and you will get wonderful designs over there. और उसमें आप जब उसको डायगोनली इस वे में रखेंगे, स्केरी हो, बिकॉज प्लेसिंग जो हो कि उसका जो कॉर्नर है, वन ऑफ द कॉर्नर इज टुवर्ड्स ईस्ट, इट मीन यू विल बोथ ऑफ योर क्लासरूम्स here only, this onwards, both will get the equal light, and it will, when it will revolve, you will get most of the time light in your classroom. So what happens कि हम इस बेसिक चीज को हम भूल जाते हैं. हम जब घर बनाते हैं, हम बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं और घरों में तो जगह ही नहीं बची अब, बट हमारे पास इंस्टीट्यूशंस में कई एकड़ लैंड होती है, तो हम सीधा वास्तु को देखते हैं, नो डाउट टेक वास्तु इनटू अकाउंट, और हम उसको अकॉर्डिंग एक फेस फिक्स करके उसको बना देते हैं. वी डू नॉट कि उसको सिंपल अगर उसकी प्लेसिंग चेंज कर दें तो वी विल सेव लॉट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एंड other things. There is a one basic initiative. Another what you can have, for example, at one point of time, ventilation. In the same way, you can have open windmills kind of concept. क्या वो उसको आप replicate कर सकते हैं कि जो natural layer हो, जब आप चाहें उसको open रहे और natural layer से वो fans ऊपर revolve हो और आपके अंदर हवा आए और इट वेंटिलेट योर क्लासरूम, और जब नहीं जरूरत आप उसको बंद कर दें और आपके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जरूर हो, आपके पास रहे एसी वगैरह, जब जरूरत है आप उसको टर्न ऑन करें. नॉर्मली व्हाट हैपेंस,
एक बार मुद्दे पे आना चाहता हूं.
हाँ
कि सभी चीजें डिस्ट्रॉयड मतलब खत्म होने वाली है, तो अब मतलब अब ई वोटिंग अब नहीं, ई गवर्नेंस तो फिर कब?
हम आएंगे उस पे. आप ई गवर्नेंस, वी विल डिस्कस इट ओवर अ कप ऑफ टी. योर zeal, I appreciate your zeal. I wish your dream come true soon. हम आएंगे उस पे. Okay, then this is another thing. You can design those kind of things for your classroom. Okay, any other thing, any other issue? It is just an observation. We just see to the foreign structures, and in new structures in Delhi and other things where we are visiting, you will find many such ways where you can do it. Okay, any other question from any other center? Okay, any other center, any other question?
Excuse sir, I am from GP Ambala, Vijay Singh.
Okay, sir, welcome.
Can I say something?
We are getting you.
Sir, I want to say that one aspect regarding end user is missing in this e-governance program.
Okay. You wish
End user is able to use e-governance system if he has facility to use this system, or is he well trained to use this system?
Okay, you wish to say awareness to use e-filing or those kind of things?
Sir, say in some villages or remote areas, these facilities are not available. Either there is not internet connectivity or computers or well-trained people. Then if we convert all the system in e-governance, then they will not be able to use it properly.
Okay, हाँ, उसको मैं आप बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन आपने रेज किया. जब यहाँ पे एक मॉडल है, आप इंटरनेट पे पढ़ेंगे इसको, मैंने उस पर भी रिसर्च किया है. प्लीज म्यूट द माइक. देयर इज अ टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्शन मॉडल गिवन बाय डेविस इन 1985 और 86. बहुत अच्छा मॉडल है. वो ये कहता है कि किसी भी जब टेक्नोलॉजी की अपने अडॉप्शन को स्टडी करनी है, यू कैन यूज दैट मॉडल. अच्छा, प्लीज म्यूट द माइक. ओके, थैंक यू. तो कभी भी आपने, वो कहता है कि कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी आपने इंप्लीमेंट करनी है तो देयर आर सर्टेन एट्रीब्यूट्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, जब एक डेवलपिंग कंट्री में एक नया सिस्टम आता है तो उसमें दो फैक्टर्स रहते हैं जो बहुत प्रीडोमिनेंट है. इट इज परसीव्ड ईज ऑफ यूज एंड परसीव्ड यूजफुलनेस. ईज ऑफ यूज इज कि मेरे पास सिस्टम है एंड मेरे को कितना आसान लगता है उसको यूज करना. एंड इट फर्दर डिपेंड ऑन टू थिंग्स. वन इज सेल्फ एंग्जाइटी, मेरा खुद कितना एंग्शियस हूं, एंड कंप्यूटर एंग्जाइटी, जब मैं कंप्यूटर को हैंडल करता हूं तब मेरे को कैसा फील होता है. एंड फर्दर देयर मे बी सम अदर फैक्टर्स, जैसे आपने कहा बैरियर्स कि हमारे पास आईसीटी बैकबोन नहीं है अभी विलेजेस में. एंड अदर इज यूजफुलनेस. यूजफुलनेस मीन्स I as Amardev have both bike and a cycle, and my home is 8 kilometers from my institution. My institution is 8 kilometers from my home. अब मैं चाहता हूं मेरे पास साइकिल भी है, बाइक भी है. I can have travel by both, but perceived ease of use ये होगी, मे बी मेरे को साइकिल इजी लगता है चलाना, बट मेरे लिए जो यूजफुलनेस है वो बाइक की ज्यादा है, क्योंकि मैं उसमें जो साइकिल में आधा घंटा पहुंचूंगा उसमें मे बी मैं अपने टाइम को 15 मिनट में मैनेज कर पा रहा हूं. तो आई विल गो फॉर ड्राइविंग बाय बाइक. बट देयर मे बी अदर केस, देयर मे बी अ पर्सन हु इज ओबीज, वो फैट है और उसको लगता है कि मैं साइकिल चलाऊं तो वो मेरे लिए हेल्थ के लिए अच्छा है. So instead of going by bike, he will go by cycle. So it says when a country is in a developing phase, any country, when it is in a developing phase, perceived ease of use, usefulness, and IT infrastructure backbone. These are the factors that determine the success of the technology adoption at the end user. So अभी जो हम हैं, हम अभी डेवलपिंग से धीरे धीरे निकल रहे हैं. तो अभी तभी ऐसा हुआ था प्रॉब्लम, आपने देखा होगा रेलवे स्टेशन पे कियोस्क लग गए थे कि यू कैन चेक योर टिकट ऑनलाइन. बट क्या होता था कि लोग खड़े तो बहुत हो जाते थे बट सभी को वो यूज करना नहीं आता था. तो हम रिक्वेस्ट करते थे एक दूसरे को कि आप इसको यूज करके मेरा पीएनआर नंबर कंफर्म कर दोगे, टिकट कंफर्म है कि नहीं. तो इसमें 3 मॉडल होते हैं. पहला कि प्योरली क्लिक मॉडल, मींस आप सब कुछ ऑनलाइन कर रहे हो खुद. दूसरा होता है क्लिक एंड मोर्टार मॉडल, कि कुछ आप कर रहे हैं क्लिक पे ऑनलाइन और कुछ चीज आपकी हो रही है मोर्टार में. क्लर्क बैठा है वहां पे, जो हम काउंटर पे जाते हैं, हम उसको कहते हैं हमें टिकट का बताओ, वो बताता है कि ये सीट्स अवेलेबल हैं, करते हैं, तो वो हमें असिस्ट करता है. थर्ड इज योर, जो कि आपको मशीन देके पूरा छोड़ दिया, हार्डवेयर दे दिया, जैसे एटीएम मशीन कियोस्क आपको दे दिया और आप खुद यूज करो एज अ यूजर. तो जापान में क्या होता है कि आप कियोस्क कैसे भी हैं, वहां पे आप टिकट भी आप कियोस्क से बुक कर सकते हो। बट जो ये चीजें हैं, जो व्हेन द कंट्री मूव्स फ्रॉम डेवलपिंग टू डेवलप्ड फेज, देन ईज ऑफ यूज फैक्टर बिकम्स एंड यूजफुलनेस बिकम्स लेस रेलिवेंट and other factors come into play. For example, perceived behavioral control, subjective norm. अगर मैं इसको यूज करूंगा तो मेरे दोस्त कैसे मेरे बारे में सोचेंगे। कल को ई वोटिंग आ गया, सारे ई वोटिंग कर रहे हैं, एंड मैं अमरदेव कहता हूं नहीं मैं ई वोटिंग नहीं करूंगा, मैं बैलेट पेपर से जाऊंगा। बट मैं सोचता हूं यार सारे टीचर्स ई वोट कर रहे हैं, बट मेरा मन कर रहा है कि यार वो क्या कहेंगे मेरे बारे में। इट मींस दैट इज अ परसीव्ड बिहेवियरल कंट्रोल। सब्जेक्टिव नॉर्म, सोसाइटी क्या कर रही है। परसीव्ड बिहेवियरल कंट्रोल होगा कि मैं किसका डिसीजन मानता हूं। Do I agree to the decision of my father, to my friends, to mother? In that case क्या होगा कि वो कहेंगे नहीं यार ये वोटिंग घटिया है, you go for normal voting, I will go for that. और अगर आईसीटी का बैकबोन ही नहीं है तो एंड यूजर का तब तक बात आएगा ही नहीं। तो अब उस टाइम पे गवर्नमेंट का यही आएगा कि धीरे धीरे वो कॉलेजेस को कह रहा हूँ विलेजेस को लिंक करें मेन स्ट्रीम के साथ, और वो हो रहा है। एंड आई फील सो फ्रॉम SRM यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोफेसर मनोज कुमार विल बी interacting with you on Thursday regarding e-government for rural empowerment. Let us see what kind of innovations or implementation of e-governance in villages have been achieved so far. Okay, thank you very much.